Welcome back to the deep dive. Today we are grabbing the calipers, the high-speed cameras, you name it. We are moving the art of putting firmly into the realm of science.
It's about time.
It is. Our mission here is to really tear down this subjective world of feel and find true, measurable precision on the greens.
It's such a necessary shift because for too long, the prevailing idea in golf instruction has been, well, it's been appealing, but it's fundamentally flawed.
Right.
We're conditioned to believe that a successful putt has to start with a mechanically perfect stroke. You know, that classic inside square, inside path.
And when you see in all the magazines, it looks so good.
It looks fantastic on camera. It feels logical. It creates this short-term confidence.
Absolutely. You walk away from a miss thinking, well, I made the perfect stroke. The green must have been bumpy. But if the stroke looks perfect, why is the result so inconsistent? What's the fundamental disconnect there?
The disconnect is that putting success is based on physics. It's about ball launch, not about the symmetry or the beauty of the motion. A stroke that looks beautiful means absolutely nothing if the ball doesn't actually start on the correct line with the correct pace.
So we need to redefine the fundamental task. When we talk about a successful putt, what are those sort of non-negotiable components?
There are four. First, you have to read the green accurately, slope, grain, all of it. Second, you have to determine the correct start line, your aim point, based on that read.
Okay, so read it, aim it.
Then third, you have to aim your putter face precisely at that spot. And fourth, and this is critical, you have to deliver the putter to create the right launch and speed to hold that line.
And if that's the true task, then any training tool that only focuses on shaping the motion, something like those popular arc templates, it's just inherently incomplete.
Exactly. They ignore the three things that actually matter: adaptability to the slope, your green reading skill, and of course, speed control. You're training for an environment that never actually exists on the course.
Let's dig right into that. Let's talk about that illusion of perfection. A lot of golfers use aids like the Visio putting arc template to force that shape. So why is focusing just on that, even with a popular tool, not enough?
Well, if we look at the pure geometry of it, the design itself reveals the flaw. These arc templates, they're built around a really precise mathematical model.
A perfect circle.
Pretty much. Usually a circle with a radius of about 72.5 inches. And that geometry dictates that as the putter moves along that path, the face has to rotate, just subtly, to stay square to the path.
And what does that rotation actually look like over, say, a normal putting stroke?
Over a standard stroke, maybe 12 inches back and 12 inches through, the face is in constant motion. It's mathematically designed to be about 0.79 degrees open, just 1 inch before impact.
Okay.
And then symmetrically, it's 0.79 degrees closed 1 inch after impact.
That is so specific. And this right here is the key insight for everyone listening. It means the putter face is only perfectly square to your target line at one single point.
One single point, precisely at impact. And only if that impact happens at the exact geometric center of that manufactured arc. It's an assumption that just breaks down under pressure.
Right. So what happens in the real world when your ball position is off by, even just half an inch?
Or your rhythm is a little quicker, a little slower. You end up hitting the ball a fraction of a second, early or late.
And you're striking it when the face is already slightly open or closed.
Exactly. Even though your stroke path looked perfect on the template.
We have to put a number on that error because the sensitivity is it's unbelievable. You hear 1 degree and think it's nothing.
It's everything. On a 10-foot putt, a face error of just 1 single degree causes the ball to miss the hole by about 2 1/8 inches.
That's half the width of the cup.
Half the cup. So if you're missing those 5-footers, it is almost certainly because the face was off by less than 1 degree. It means these training paths are just so sensitive to normal human variation.
So, okay, if the perfect arc falls short, we have to move on from aesthetics. We need to look at the true variables. If you're missing putts, the cause is rarely visual, it's mechanical, and it's measurable. How do we measure it?
This is where we stop guessing and we start diagnosing. To move past the arc, we need high-precision data on what the putter and the ball are actually doing. This is where modern feedback tools like Quintic come in.
Let's clarify for the listener. Quintic isn't just a basic launch monitor, right? What is this technology doing?
Think of it like an advanced high-speed camera system. It's specifically built for putting. It's using multiple cameras, thousands of frames a second, to measure things that are totally invisible to the naked eye.
Like face angle path.
Face angle, path, launch, everything. It's what the elite coaches use because it doesn't just show you the path, it verifies the actual ball roll.
Perfect. So with that diagnostic power, let's nail down the 5 real causes of missed putts that Quintic can isolate. Let's start with cause number 1, aim.
Aim is king. The putter face orientation at impact, that's responsible for more than 80% of the putt's starting direction.
80%. We already said a 1-degree error is fatal.
It is.
So how does Quintic confirm if a golfer's aim is truly accurate, regardless of what they think they see?
Quintic ball roll precisely measures the face angle at address and, more importantly, right at the moment of impact. It lets us see the relationship between the path and the face.
Ah, okay.
Are you delivering the face half a degree open when your path is half a degree closed? The system flags that instantly. It gives you hard scientific data on your start line. An arc template can't do that.
Okay, let's move to cause number 2, which connects right back to our talk about the arc. Ball position.
Ball position is so fundamental. It dictates exactly where on that stroke arc the ball gets struck. So even if you have that perfect arc, hitting the ball 1 inch too far forward or back.
Means you're hitting it when the face is already rotated, open or closed.
Right. And that is a nightmare to diagnose visually.
So how does the system solve that?
We use the Quintic overhead tracker. It gives us this top-down view of the stroke and the contact point. It shows exactly when impact occurs. We can see if the golfer is consistently hitting it late, which leads to pulls, or early, leading to pushes.
So you can correct the setup, not just chase the movement.
Precisely.
Okay, cause 3, and I think this one is the most underrated, setup, the silent killer.
It absolutely is.
Mm-hmm.
Variations in posture, stance width, shoulder alignment. These things fundamentally change your natural swing path. A perfect stroke is just the result of a great setup.
Give us a concrete example. How subtle can these setup changes be?
Just think about your feet. If your trail foot creeps forward by, say, 1/4 of an inch, which is easy to do, it closes your shoulders by nearly 1 degree.
And that 1 degree changes everything.
It immediately forces the stroke onto an in-to-out path. Quintic measures that path, and once we see it's off, we can backtrack to the setup. The data tells us the stroke is a consequence of a poor foundation.
Fascinating. Okay, cause number 4, stroke motion. Even with a perfect setup, a little flip or a stab with the hands can derail it all.
That's right. The integrity of that face through impact is incredibly fragile. We see it all the time with wrist flexion. A tiny collapse, maybe just 0.06 inches of forward hand movement at impact, can close the face by 1.2 degrees.
More than enough to guarantee a miss, and you'd never see that with your eyes. What does Quintic capture there?
It measures face rotation speed in degrees per second and also putter twist. It's real biomechanics. We see if the club head is twisting or if the golfer is subconsciously manipulating the face with their hands. It moves us past just saying, oh, your hands look too active.
It quantifies how active.
Exactly.
And finally, cause 5, stroke timing, rhythm. Why is a consistent tempo so essential?
Because tempo ensures repeatability. A consistent rhythm, like that 2.1 backswing to downswing ratio everyone talks about, it just means the putter arrives at the ball at the same speed at the same point in the arc every single time.
And if that tempo varies?
If it's inconsistent, the putter gets there too early or too late in the arc. The whole launch changes, especially the face angle. A 10% faster downswing can easily lead to a 1 degree difference in face angle.
And Quintic tracks that.
With millisecond precision. So we can train a consistent timing mechanism, not just force a shape.
Okay, so let's say Quintic has validated the stroke. You've nailed those 5 variables. The ball is launching perfectly straight. The next challenge is knowing where to aim in the first place, right? Especially on breaking putts.
Precisely. Execution is useless if the strategy is wrong. And that's the role of Puttalize. If Quintic tells us how you hit it, Puttalize tells us where you should be hitting it.
So it's the engine for green reading.
It is. It replaces 2 cups outside with a mathematically calculated solution based on real data.
Let's break down the mechanics then. What specific data do we need to feed into Puttalize to get that precise output?
You need 5 key pieces of data. First, the stimp meter speed of the green, say 10 feet. Second, the slope in percent, like 1.5%. Third, the putt distance, maybe 4 meters.
Okay, speed, slope, distance.
Fourth, the angle to the fall line, which is just the steepest downhill line. And fifth, and this is key, your target ball speed. How fast you want the ball rolling when it passes the hole.
And you put all that in, what do you get back? This is the part that replaces all the guesswork.
You get 3 critical results. First, the exact aim point, the precise lateral offset from the hole. No more guessing. Second, the distance point. How far past the hole the ball should roll if it misses.
That's your speed control check.
Perfect speed control. And third, the total putt length, the full rolling distance, which helps you dial in your feel for pace. It's all just physics.
This is a complete system. So let's bring it all together. This defines the high-performance workflow, and it really shows the advantage over just using a simple arc trainer.
It's a three-layer system. Layer 1 is green reading and strategy. You use puddle eyes to find the correct read and the exact endpoint. That's your blueprint.
And layer 2 is stroke validation.
Right. You use Quintic to measure if your stroke actually executes that blueprint. You're not guessing anymore. You're validating face angle, launch, roll, everything. The delivery match the plan.
And then layer 3
is deliberate drill execution. Now that you have the blueprint and you know your mechanical flaws from Quintic, you practice with targeted drills. You stop practicing random strokes and start practicing precise delivery.
What kind of drills specifically?
Well, if Quintic says your face angle is off, you use a gate drill to fix your start line. If your timing is inconsistent, use a core putt drill with the metronome to establish tempo.
So every drill is tied back to a measured number.
Every single one. It makes practice efficient.
Let's synthesize this then. The contrast is pretty stark. On one hand, you have the Visio Arc,
which teaches a generic shape, assumes a flat surface, and relies purely on what you see. It's one size fits all, and it's hypersensitive to error.
versus the integrated system,
which trains tailored precision. It integrates a physics-based aim based on the real conditions, adapts to every single putt, and gives you hard data on face, path, speed, and the result.
It really moves you from hopeful practice to validated, consistent performance.
That's the goal. Our final thought for you is this. Elite athletes get that technique is a tool, not the goal. Golfers often fall into the trap of thinking that mastering a movement is the same as mastering a result.
You can have the most beautiful stroke in the world.
But if the numbers, aim, speed, contact, are off by 1 degree or 1 inch, the ball is going to miss.
Absolutely. Real success comes from mastering those fundamentals. Know the read, choose the start line, aim precisely, and deliver the ball at the right speed. And we have the technology to measure all of it now.
There's no excuse to just rely on feel.
So stop training motion for motion's sake. Start training motion that delivers verifiable, repeatable results. And as you head to the practice green, consider this. What element of your current setup? Is it your aim? Is it your timing? Is it your ball position? What might be causing your 1 degree error? That small piece of precision is the difference between a good round and a great one. We'll see you on the next deep dive.